Shalom ubracha, peace and blessings. This week's Torah reading is titled VaYishlach, meaning and he sent. The Torah is referring to the messengers that Jacob, sent to meet his brother Esav after a 20-year separation. We last read how Yaakov and Esav were in sibling conflict. Yaakov received the blessing that was intended for Esav, and they parted company on very difficult terms. Yaakov was uncertain if his brother was going to embrace him or battle him. He sends messengers to greet him, and they come back with a report that Esav is approaching with 400 armed troops. Yaakov did not know if Esav was intending to escort him in safety back to Canaan, or if he was going to decimate him. So Yaakov took a several-pronged approach. He split his camp into two. In case one was attacked, the other could flee. He prepared lavish gifts for his brother in an effort of diplomacy, and he prayed to God. It is important to realize that Yaakov did not put his trust in prayer alone. We have a concept in Jewish law, ein somchen al hanes. We do not rely or depend on a miracle. If God forbid I had a laceration, I would go to the emergency room to pray. We cannot depend on God alone. We realize that God has created humanity to be partners in the ongoing miracle and effort of creation. We need to do our share. We need to allow others to do their share. And we need to pray to God to align the messengers and the opportunities in a positive fashion that might ensure the ultimate positive outcome. That night, as Yaakov sleeps with his camps separated, he has a dream. And in that dream, he's approached by an angel who he struggles with all night. It is uncertain who the identity of this angel. Was it actually Yaakov struggling with his inner self? Was it Yaakov struggling with a physical stranger? Or was it Yaakov struggling with God? There are lessons to be learned from each. Throughout our lives, we struggle with others and the perceptions that they have of what we can do. We struggle with ourselves and the perceptions that we have of what we can do. And we struggle with God, trying to understand what it is that God wants us to do on this earth. Yaakov awakes, and there is a very physical manifestation of this struggle. He is injured in his sciatic nerve and physically limps for the rest of his life. This is a very real reminder that the emotional and psychological struggles that we have can have a physical manifestation as well. Before departing, this entity blesses Yaakov Avinu by saying, "Your name shall now be Yisrael, Israel, for you have struggled with God and humanity and prevailed." Henceforth, in the Torah, the name Yisrael appears when Yaakov represents that resilience, that person who struggles and prevails. And perhaps one of the reasons that we are called the Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, is because throughout the generations, throughout the many persecutions and diasporas, we have struggled, we have travailed, but we have ultimately prevailed. Our hope and our faith has carried us through. May God bless us with the strength, hope, faith, and courage to carry us through even the most difficult of times. Shabbat Shalom.